Well, after 6,300 miles, I should know a thing or two about the Tiger 900 Rally Pro. This is not a bike that was loaned to me, or it was given to me as a rental, or just to ride a few hundred miles. I've actually owned it for well over a year. I brought this bike all the way from California to Seattle, on across the 101 when I moved from California to Seattle. So yeah, that was a beautiful ride. I'm more a road rider. The reason I bought the Tiger 900 Rally Pro, which is more of a considered to be an off-road bike, though I would think that there are a lot of people like me who ride the Tiger 900 Rally Pro, and even the 1250 GS that I owned prior to this. A lot of people just ride it for road riding and for touring purposes rather than going off-road on it. This bike is totally capable of going off-road. I guess you need tires, but my off-road to me is like gravel roads, some fire roads. That's pretty much about it. The reason why I bought the Tiger 900 Rally Pro instead of the GT is this bike fit me better. I'm 6'1" and I'm about 195 pounds. I have a 34-inch inseam. The other one thing I want to mention about this bike that I really like about this bike is that you sit very upright and tall. So whether it is traffic in the city or whether you're on the highway, you can see far. I have long arms, so when I sit on the bike here, the way I sit and the way the position of the bars are, and the handlebars are fairly wide, so it's a comfortable sitting position. I am a little bit tilted a bit forward, more than what it is to my liking. The 1250 GS, in my opinion, has a really good riding position where it is very relaxed. But even here, even though it's tilted a little bit forward, it is comfortable. So how about riding the highways? Yeah. Unfortunately, in the state of Washington, I cannot filter, as they say in England, or in California they call it lane splitting. I can't do that here. It's not legal. Traffic, 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 traffic. And what about the highway? Highways are easy. Well, don't get me wrong, it's not easy. It's nothing is easy, okay? It's all about your level of confidence, your training, what you're capable of. But in general, if you can master a bike at slow speeds, the higher speeds will not bother you. This windscreen might look small. Maybe it's the wind deflectors down there. Whatever it is, the wind protection is pretty good. Also, this is pretty big. Like, if you look down, this is, well, not you look down, I should be looking down, then you can look down with me. How does it handle at slow speeds for city riding? Well, city riding is more stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. There's traffic, there's people, there's bicycles, you name it. How does it feel at slow speeds? That should be the question. It's a very well balanced bike. Once you have it rolling, you don't feel the weight. The weight, by the way, is not bad on this bike. It's I'll check the specs again, but I think it was 201 kilos dry. So you're looking at about maybe 240 kilos, maybe 230 kilos with all the bags and all the gas and everything. Probably around there. It's not too bad. It's lighter than the GS. I used to ride the GS, the 1250 GS. There you go. We have a green light, and these guys don't look like they want to stop. They did stop. Yes. Okay. So where was I? About the handling in the city. It's very flexible. It's very well balanced. Its center of gravity is low. How did they do it? I don't know. You need to ask Triumph. as to what they did with the center of gravity. It is definitely lower than the Tigers of previous generations. And I've ridden them. But this is the first Tiger that I bought. I've had this bike for well over a year, more than a year now. So I've been through rough patches, through cities, through traffic, on the highways. The bike is extremely balanced. It's very grounded. It feels grounded. You have a lot of confidence in it. Yo! I didn't see that bump coming. But it came. Yeah, standing up on the bike is no problem at all, I'm saying. I do take this bike out on the gravel or fire roads maybe, but it's mostly street riding. But standing up on the bike is pretty simple actually. It's pretty straightforward. It's very easy and it's very balanced, and it inspires a lot of confidence. So what are my thoughts on the Quickshifter? I love it. It's very good. My thoughts on it. From first gear to second gear, I find it better just to pull the clutch. I don't know, it kept getting stuck for some reason. Stuck means like, you know, it won't move. And maybe that's something I'm doing wrong. It's quite possible. But after you're in second gear, all the way up to 6 gears, up or down, it's perfect. It's very good. You just have to get used to it. So again, back to the Quickshifter. Second to 6 and 6 to second gear, I'm talking about. It's very good. It's seamless. It's smooth. Once in a while you'll feel a little clunk, but that's probably me not doing it properly. But other than that, I'm saying it's really good. Smooth as butter, I would say. Smooth as butter. By the way, the front brakes on the bike are like super grabby. They are like pew. Okay, that was an exaggeration. You shouldn't be braking like that unless. I love the brakes on this bike. This is it's very confidence inspiring. The front brakes are Brembos. I'm saying I don't know the exact details, okay, exact technical specs. I'm saying even if you told me, I wouldn't even still know. You could tell me all you want. I know the name Brembo is good. Yeah, they are Brembos. They're good brakes. But if you told me, hey, you know, the brakes grab are like twin cylinder at so many newtons per second, it will stop your bike from 100 to 0 in a third of a second, it would be meaningless to me because I wouldn't know what the difference is in any case. All I know is that the brakes are awesome. Very confidence inspiring. Like if I have to stop right now, it would stop. So Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Yes. The TFT screen is nice. I like it. I'm saying I used to have the 1250 GS, which probably beats all screens, hands down. But this is not far behind. Not really. The other thing is that I can flat foot this bike easily. I can actually stand up and the bike is under me, and it's pretty good. I'm saying weight wise. Now that's what I need. The joys of city riding, traffic and construction, and you name it. So how does this bike behave? I'm saying it's a very well balanced bike. It's low speeds. So when we say what do I love about the Tiger 900 Rally Pro is it's so easy on these roads here, on the twisties. And how about the power? the power of the bike. I went from a Ducati Multistrada 1190, I think it was, 2015 Ducati Multistrada Enduro, big heavy, top heavy bike. From that bike, I sold that bike and then I bought a 1250 GS. And then from the 1250 GS, I went to a 890, KTM 890 Adventure. And my riding position on that bike was not, it wasn't just comfortable for me at all. And then I got this bike. So do I wish that I had the power of 1250 GS on this bike? So do I miss my 1250 GS? I mean, look at the bikes that I've owned and ridden every day. I've ridden a lot of bikes, but the ones I really owned, and they were sitting in my garage every single day, were the Ducati Multistrada 1190, I think it was, then the 1250 GS, and then the KTM 890 Adventure, and then I bought this 900, Tiger 900. So of course the 890 and the 900 probably have sort of similar horsepowers. I'm not very technically oriented here. So if you told me that the 1250 GS is like 125 horsepower and this is like 100 horsepower or this is like a 90 horsepower, it's meaningless to me. What's meaningful to me is the fact that how does it feel? Do I miss the 1250 GS? Do I miss the power in it? Let's see. No, I don't. This bike, in my opinion, is as good as the 1250 GS, if not better, because it's a lighter bike. It's more maneuverable. I've said the 1250 GS is also very maneuverable. It has a really super low center of gravity. So does this. Has a low center of gravity. But do I really miss that power? I don't know how many horsepower difference there is between this bike and the 1250 GS. I really don't know. Do I miss having the Multistrada maybe on this bike? The one thing I do miss about the Multistrada is the sound. That Ducati sound is freaking awesome. I mean, it is awesome. You feel like you're sitting on something super powerful, like something solid, you know. And mind you, the sound of this bike is not too bad. So what is my final verdict about this bike? Would I go and buy this bike again? What do I don't like about this? I know I've said a lot of good things about the bike, but there must be something that I don't like about the bike. And what I don't like about the bike is that my riding position, I wish it was a bit more relaxed, just like the 1250 GS or even the Africa Twin. I've ridden the Africa Twin, it's a really good bike. But besides that, this bike is awesome. Now would I go and, if I had the money, let's say, and if I had a choice of multiple bikes that are available in the market today, would I go and buy this bike again? I don't know. There are a lot of good choices out there. And I would totally consider the Africa Twin again. I've ridden the Africa Twin. I've never owned one, but I've ridden it multiple times. And I would totally go for that, maybe. Like even the DCT version is good. Would I go for this bike also? I would totally consider it again. Would I go for the 1200 in the Tiger range? I don't think so, because you don't really need, me personally, I don't need the extra weight. And I don't need the extra power. For what? This bike is more than enough. So yeah, it's a good bike. If you are looking around for a bike and this is one of the bikes that you are considering to buy, my suggestion to you is everybody is different. And everybody's riding style is different. Everybody's body is different. So my one big suggestion to you would be to go test ride it before you do anything. Make sure that you're sitting comfortably on it. Make sure that whether you're a road biased rider or an off-road rider, is it something that is good for you? Is it something that you can see yourself riding for a while? The last thing you want to do is to buy something and then say, oh man, I wish I hadn't bought it. That happened to me with the KTM 890 Adventure. I love that bike. That bike was, the center of gravity on that bike is super low, by the way, because the gas tank is low and the weight is low. So the bike is easy to ride. Take U-turns and all, like flick it around, it was beautiful. But the seat on that bike, and I tried to correct the seat on the bike, I just couldn't do it. I went to Corbin and I got them to change the seat on it, and I did a lot of things on it. I made a whole video on it, and it just didn't work. But this bike, as it is, stock. So whatever you do, don't think, oh, I can change the seat on it and it'll be good. Make sure you test ride it. Sit on it. And if it is good for you, if it is comfortable for you, then yes, you could go and make it even better for yourself. But don't make the mistake I did. When I bought the KTM at 890, I sat on it and it felt hard to me. And the KTMs are like that, which is fine. I'm saying there are a lot of people who love KTMs. I like KTM too. But for long distance riding, that bike was hard. This bike, on the other hand, is very good. I wanted to show you a little bit of the area where I'm. It's called Kayak Beach Point. It's very beautiful here. It's just absolutely beautiful. And pretty soon we're going to get a sunset over there. That's awesome, man. There's a little pier there. Oh, there's my bike. Always keep an eye on your bike. Well, I'm saying there's hardly anybody here. It's just fine. I just love to look at my bike, so I'm showing you my bike again. Yeah. Some rocks here. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day in Washington. Beautiful day in Washington. Well, I would say this was worth the ride, right here. This is well worth the ride. We are about 1.5 hours north of Seattle at a place called Kayak Point. And yeah. I took the longer route here. When I go back, I'm going to take the shorter route, which is basically go back on the highway. That's a long light, man. Come on, light. You can do it. I know you can do it. Come on, light. You can become green. Put your heart and mind to it. You can become green. Oh yeah, you did it. Yes. Woohoo! There you go. That's 6 gears, 6.